Welcome to your weekly fantasy football recap. I'm your host, Krim Barflow. This week's first matchup was between the Schmucks and Seymour Audible. Led by Rome Odunze and Zach Moss, Chris had no problems handling business against John's Jonathan Taylor-led Schmucks, who now reside in the dark and dank fantasy basement. Who else is there with him? Well, it should come as no surprise that one team also in the basement is Will Levis's baby arm, who was matched up this week against Olave Garden. Grant ran into the buzzsaw that was Juwan Jennings and his 54-point outburst, leading Dalton to an easy victory. Speaking of easy victories, Team 2.5 points faced off against Team Too Lazy to Change My Team Name. With more questionable start-sit choices, Mike was able to clutch defeat from the jaws of victory against the Aaron Jones and Jacoby-led team of Cody, earning Mike this week's Johnny Manziel Underachiever Award. In more competitive news, two teams coming off impressive Week 2 performances instead became this week's surprise blowout victory. Houday and the Blowfish continue their offensive onslaught, taking down Team Hotlogs on the backs of Derrick Henry and Jamar Chase. One has to wonder if this team's star is burning too hot too fast and risks burning out too quickly. Now, let's head down to Pax Interference for this week's Game of the Week. Pax?
Thanks, Krim. This week's Game of the Week featured two Titans of seasons past, defending champions Acuna and Jigba and the 2022-2023 champions, the Critical Hits. The matchup did not disappoint. Leading the way for Derek were Rashee Rice and DK Metcalf, helping him escape the late surge of Dak Prescott and Jaden Daniels to hold off Alex by this week's smallest margin of 5 points. Derek and the Critical Hits remain the league's only unbeaten squad, flexing their biceps and gloating that they are this year's team to beat. Back to you, Krim.
Thanks, Pax. Great work this week as always. Now, let's take a look at the matchups for this week. Can Chuck hand Alex his third straight defeat? Can Dalton rely on another 50-point performance to dethrone Derek? Unlikely. Who will emerge victorious from the potential slugfest between Logan and Cody? And who will claw their way out of the cellar between Grant and John? Tune in next week to find out. As always, best of luck next week, competitors.